Matt Porter's with me from Matt Porter Web Design, based at Innovation Martlesham at Industrial Park. He is our gadget guru. His blog is thegadgetman.org.uk. You've come in with a wireless speaker, which is very nice, but I want to ask you first of all about the poor Rolling Stones. They are clearly struggling, as indeed am I.
Less of the poor.
Well, okay.
21 million.
Okay.
Over 4 concerts.
As you get older. Yeah, but they can't work the air conditioning in their room. Never can I go in. I'm staying in a hotel. I'm going to Salford tonight. I'm going to 5 Live tonight and tomorrow, and there'll be an air conditioning something in the room, and I'll be faffing with that.
It'll be on full, and you'll be freezing with 15 blankets over you at night. Yeah,
faffing around with it, and the TV set. You know, it'll have "Welcome, Mr. Murphy." How do you get off that? I want BBC One. I don't want pay TV. I don't want to watch porn.
Well, I think the Stones do.
Well, I don't know. Are they struggling? It's being reported that the Rolling Stones have requested written instructions on how to use every electronic device in their hotel room, from the air conditioning to the DVD player. Will you call me and tell me what you struggle with and who you get to help, please?
I think...
Because I just feel it's me, because you're really tech-savvy and we're not a million miles away in age, are we?
I have to be honest that I think that some cases, some of these gadgets are now become oversimplified. So the controls on them are very simple. They'll have just one button and a rocker type button on there, you know, hence the Stones rocker. But they'll have a simplified control system on there that actually isn't quite as straightforward as what we used to, which are these traditional remote controls where everything's labelled in plain English. So I think there is a problem with the design, perhaps, of making things too simple, and therefore they're not quite as...
Too simple?
The controls are now oversimplified, so you don't actually know how to operate it, whereas play, pause, rewind and everything is pretty obvious.
You know, I've got to the stage now where I just want buttons that clunk.
I think
like
you're
the
right.
old days,
yeah,
and so much so that
haptic feedback. I think that's
is
called.
It what it's called? Yeah. Haptic feedback.
Yes.
And so I've changed the stereo in my van in the old camper. I mean, it got a lovely digital radio in there, but it was zooming up and down all over the place, and I was getting channels I didn't want.
So what are you doing now? Tickling a crystal?
No, not quite. No, I've replaced that with a good old-fashioned one, which has got FM, medium wave, and long wave, no digital, and I can choose 6 channels on each frequency.
That's fair enough. Yeah,
clunk.
I think it's nice to have that feedback, know what you're doing.
Well, I think so.
Agree.
Am I alone in this?
No, I don't think so. Not at all.
Do you struggle with anything then?
I get frustrated. With stuff quite often. But I think I get frustrated waiting. I think now we're in this situation where everything's on tap, and I get frustrated when I'm doing things, especially streaming data, video and stuff like that online using these set-top boxes. The buffering that happens, the delay between navigating menus. So it's almost as like someone's come up with a very good idea for how to navigate these systems, but they're really slow. You feel like you're stuck in mud. I'm sure lots of people have the same thing.
Haven't you got the state? How old are your kids?
Between 5 and 24.
Right. Okay.
23.
So I don't know. Clearly, the 5-year-old's probably not helping too much. But you know, do you ever turn to them and say, "Can you help me with this? How do I do this?"
My son, my 5-year-old twins, James and Grace, are exceptional navigating tablets, iPads, things like that. They're amazing how quickly they can go through all YouTube and all these different videos of unboxing of toys and things like that. So yeah, I had the same situation when I was young, where my parents would be asking me about technology. So it's difficult to keep up. They should have instructions in these hotel rooms as well. It's no point putting the technology in there if you can't use it.
Yeah, but most of us don't want to actually sit down and read the instruction book because it's too thick and too big. And
clear, concise. Nice, clear, concise laminates are always good.
OK. 01473212121. More for Matt in this half an hour of the show, plus hopefully for you as well. I'd love to hear from you. What is it that gets you most confused? Everything is so darn complicated today. Everything.
Even getting in a car can be difficult sometimes.
We have to sometimes move people's cars here. And you just think, how do I start it up? And I'm a former mechanic.
Yes. Yeah, there's the ones where they have the start button. They have a big start button on cars, and you have to depress the brake or the clutch before you press the start button, or nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
I don't know, but I remember being stranded in St Etienne in the south of France on my honeymoon. We'd arrived there, we'd been given the keys to a hire car, we'd got in the car, the people that were doing the car hire drove off and left us there, and we sat there for about 15 minutes. I had to ring my mate in England to say to him, Damien, how do I start this car? Because he was a car dealer, and he then proceeded to tell me.
01473212121. Technology that's too complicated. 81333 on the text. Start your message with SFK. Matt Porter's here, and he, thank goodness, knows a thing or two about gadgets, unlike me, who struggles to turn the radio on in his van. This week, Matt is reviewing the Edifier MP211 wireless speaker with NFC. He looked at me and said, it's got NFC. And I went, yeah, right, okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. What is NFC?
NFC is near-field communication.
Oh, right, that's what I thought it stood for.
Well, we all should know all about it, because contactless payment is NFC.
Is it?
So it's exactly the same
technology. So when I go with my debit card and touch it down, that's NFC?
NFC,
okay.
Yeah. Some mobile phones have NFC, generally Android mobile phones. The newer Apple iPhones do, but they use it specifically for Apple Pay.
Yes.
They haven't opened it up to other things.
Which is their version of contactless, isn't it?
Yeah, it's NFC. It's the same thing, NFC.
It's NFC.
That speaker that I'm talking about, the MP211, is Bluetooth, so you can connect to it. There's a button you switch across and it flashes blue, and you can then connect to it using your great. You can connect to it.
I did say I was not very good with gadgets. I just dropped it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You connect to it using Bluetooth as you would normally, so you would scan your Bluetooth device and you'll see it pops up on the screen. You can connect to it. The easy way is if you click it across one switch further, and it flashes, if you want to just do that. Actually.
Well, I'll let you do it, because you know what you're doing.
In case you drop it again. So I switched it on, and it's now flashing blue.
It's flashing blue, I can confirm.
If I flash red...
It's now flashing red. You're now putting your phone on top of the Edifier. Are you trying to get a link between the two?
It should. Is that going to... Oh, no, hang on.
We need a Rolling Stone in here, really. Or a 14-year-old.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay, all right then.
Okay, so it's actually come up on my phone. My phone's on silent, as per BBC rules.
Yep.
And it says
nice that you obey them.
It says it's now connected as an external speaker.
Right, okay.
So now, if I play music on my mobile phone, it will play from here. And it's got on the top here, you've got volume control, so you can turn the volume up and down.
Yep.
You can also control that via your phone as well, using the volume control on your phone. What it has as well is it's also got a microphone in it, so it will work as a hands-free Bluetooth kit as well. So if you want to make telephone calls, you can do that via there's a little telephone button on there for hanging up and stuff like that, so that's quite useful. And it's got speakers on both sides.
Good sound.
Very nice sound, yeah. It's quite,
some of them you get are a little bit sort of...
It's nice. It's quite rich, and it's got speakers. It's got a nice... I think it's a bit sort of like a subwoofer type thing on the back there, so you get nice, decent bass on it. It has a micro SD slot on the back, so if you've got... songs on a memory card, you can slot that in there and you can play them. It's also got an aux socket, so you're old-fashioned, if you like. Old-fashioned. Audio, like headphone socket type thing.
Little jack plug thing.
So you can plug your MP3 player into it using a standard socket. So like I said, it runs on Bluetooth, so I think it's about 10-15 metres away it will work.
That's pretty good.
I've had my phone downstairs on charge, this up in my son's bedroom playing his bedtime music and everything, and it's played absolutely perfectly okay. It's about £30, which is pretty reasonable for the quality. When you feel it, it's quite solid.
Thanks for letting me hold it again. I won't drop it this time.
It's quite solid. It doesn't feel like it's...
Do you think, and this will be my standard question every week now, do you think a member of the Rolling Stones would be able to work this?
I think they probably would, but they'd have a PA that would do the...
That's why I'll hand it back to you then.
They'd have a PA, I think, who would connect it up.
Yeah.
I think they probably would use it.
It's the standard question every week now.
They probably wouldn't have a mobile phone, though, would they?
Probably
who
got
knows?
several.
The Stones, I don't know. Keith Richards operating a DVD. Right. Anyway, so that's it. It's Edifier MP211. Come in different colours. This is black, but they come in a whole range of very colourful, snazzy
Yellow,
colours.
pink, blue, white. Yeah, very nice.
So there's a whole load of different colours. Tap and connect with NFC, hands-free calling, all of those things I've talked about. Very nice little bit of kit, actually. I like it.
All right, thegadgetman.org.uk for Matt's blog, and all the things we talk about every week are on there, thegadgetman.org.uk. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we should send a copy of this to the Rolling Stones, this little feature every week, I think, really. Just help them with technology.